Family owned for more than 30 years, elbowed out overnight.
She asked me to leave.
Asked you to leave?
She asked me to leave.
Your business?
My business.
The owner of this Bay Area restaurant says a woman talked her way in, won't pay the rent, and now refuses to get out. And Two Investigates discovers this isn't the first time.
Does it feel a little dirty to keep doing this over and over again?
Small business owners say this is giving a whole new meaning now to the term hostile takeover.
KTVU's Eric Rasmussen is here now with this bizarre case of what some are calling a serial squatter. Eric?
Julie, the deal should have been simple enough. $3,000 a month to lease space at the old Vida's Fish Market in Oakland. The owners contacted Two Investigates when their new tenant refused to pay, but also refused to leave. Now others tell us the same woman has done it to them too. Open for business. Two Investigates took a hidden camera inside Vida's Fish, or the Bodacious Barracuda, depending on which sign you go by.
Like Vida's used to be here or something?
Yeah, we leased the space from them.
We wanted to see if the woman behind the counter, Catherine Forbes, was really making and selling food.
So much for coming in.
The city, the county, and Patricia Bottoms say she shouldn't be.
It has become difficult for me to even drive by my own building because it infuriates me that much.
1981. Bottoms' family started Vida's Fish Market. That's Vida, Patricia's mom. Her specialty, catfish.
It's in my blood. That's something that I've done my whole entire life.
But business isn't what it used to be. Last November, Bottoms says she was approached about leasing the property to an acquaintance, Catherine Forbes.
Her whole approach to me was that she was catering out of her home and that she needed a commercial kitchen.
Yet as soon as her new tenant was in the door and had a lease, Bottoms says Forbes never paid the rent despite second and third chances to do so.
Patricia, did you ever just say, get out of here? If you can't pay,
Yes.
so sorry, you gotta go.
It came to that.
Bottoms says things only got uglier when she went to the restaurant to ask Forbes to leave.
And she called the police. She called the police on me and said she was gonna have me put out. I said, you're going to have me put out of my own building. I said, are you insane? I said, well, you haven't even fulfilled the lease. You didn't even pay the first month's rent. Doesn't matter. She was like, we'll just have to sell this in court.
Bottom filed an unlawful detainer to try to evict Forbes, but Forbes fired back, suing her landlord for breach of contract, saying Bottom failed to provide full and exclusive access to the property and even accused her of fraud and intentional deceit. While those cases remain tied up in civil court, Alameda County issued Forbes a cease and desist notice for operating without a health permit. The city of Oakland declared Forbes a public nuisance with an illegal commercial kitchen. Yet somehow she was still able to sell us this for $12 last month.
That is some fried catfish right there.
We went back inside for some answers. I'm Eric with KTVU. Can you talk to us about your business for a minute? We've been hearing from the owner of this place who says you're not supposed to be here. Can you explain what's going on there?
Okay, well, I really don't want to get into it because it's a legal issue.
Two Investigates discovered legal issues are something Catherine Forbes knows a lot about. What do you think when you hear the name Catherine Forbes now?
Oh my God, I run for the hills, run. Please.
Ava Carey says a partnership with Forbes went south soon after she opened Network Coffee in Oakland in 2010. Much like Patricia Bottom, Carey says Forbes also banned her from coming into her own business.
I could walk in, but she would call the police and she would threaten me, physically threaten me.
She says she eventually won 2 judgments against Forbes worth $39,000, but hasn't seen a dime yet. What do you want to see happen here?
Oh, I'd like to see her go to jail. I think it's a crime.
Court records show another business owner sought to evict Forbes from another property in Oakland in 2012. Back at Vida's, we asked Forbes about the other cases.
They haven't shared their side of what they actually did to me.
She said she's the one being cheated.
Unfortunately, there's people that do unscrupulous things to people that lease property, and then they turn around and try to use techniques to hurt them. So
I got to tell you, that's eerie because it sounds like exactly what they say you're doing to them.
yeah. But, okay, it's going to be up to a jury.
Have you ever won a case where you got to stay without paying? That's a pretty good deal.
Well, I'm not trying to not pay.
Now, we recently attended a hearing for the lawsuit Forbes filed against her landlord, but Forbes was a no-show. The judge fined her $250. Both sides are expected to be back in court next week.
Eric, that is just such a bizarre case. When you interviewed her, What was she like? She seemed very calm.
Yeah, we obviously showed up unannounced. She was calm. She seems to have a degree of knowledge about the law. She insists, guys, she says she's doing nothing wrong and she intends to fight it.
It's such a legal web. All right, Eric, thank you.
Be interesting to follow up in the future. Yeah. Thanks, Eric.
And if you have a tip for 2 Investigates team, we want to hear from you. Just contact us. Email 2investigates@ktvu.com, or you can call 510-874-0222.